structured settlement is a contractual agreement created to settle a claim from a personal injury, a medical malpractice suit, or even a wrongful death lawsuit. The consumer will receive the structured settlement payments over long periods of time, and they are made to him or her by an insurance company. Structured settlements can only be transferred to a party through a court order, and if not, the transfer is subject to up to 40% in excise tax by the IRS, and that's 40% of the entire payment stream.
The structured settlement market was created over 25 years ago. The J.G. Wentworth Company has a consumer base that is larger than all of its competitors combined. To date, over $2.9 billion of transfers have been made by the company. The J.G. Wentworth Company operates under 3 different brands. The first, J.G. Wentworth, the second, Peachtree Financial, and the third, Stone Street Capital. All 3 brands have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and all 3 brands have won multiple awards and are top rated by multiple consumer sites online and in print. Most importantly, all 3 brands share in the notion that our job is to help our customers reach their financial goals. Now, watch this quick video and you'll learn how to sell your structured settlement.
Hey everyone, it's Liz. In my last video, I broke down what a structured settlement is. Be sure to check that one out if you missed it. Today, we'll talk about how, if you have a structured settlement, you can actually sell your future payments for cash now. That's instead of having to wait for months or years to get them. You might need more of your money sooner for an important and exciting expense like a wedding or having a baby or a down payment on a house. Or maybe you need cash to help you get caught up on bills or to pay off loans. Whatever you need the money for, your first step is to choose a reputable and experienced company that buys structured settlement payments. You'll work with them to go over everything you need to know, like the steps you'll take, and you'll discuss how many of your future payments you'd like to sell and which ones. Then they'll get the whole underwriting process started. You should know, it's an industry-wide requirement for every sale of structured settlement payments to be approved by a judge, which is another reason it's so important to work with a reputable company throughout all of this. J.G. Wentworth is one with years of experience in helping people sell their structured settlement payments. They'll guide you through the whole process. Well, that's about it. And remember, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. See you next time.
So why do people do transfers? Why do people sell their structured settlements to us? Well, it's pretty simple. The most important reason, and the number one reason why, is just simply pay outstanding bills. It's a need-based, I need to pay my bill, I'm going to pay it now. 36% of all of our transactions, consumers just need to pay bills. 31% of our customers is housing related. They need to pay their rent, they want to buy a home, or they need to make some type of improvement to their existing residence. 7% need to buy a car, transportation. Education comes in 4th at 6%. Healthcare is at 5%. A major purchase, 4% of our people. Childcare is 3%. Other business related, I want to make an investment in a business, I want to buy a business, I want to open a business, I want to fund my business at 3%. And then 6% of the transfers that happen in the market is miscellaneous.
Now let's take a real life example. Let's go all the way back to 1990, when one of our customers was involved in a medical malpractice lawsuit. In January of 1995, the case was settled. The customer was awarded payments that came every month for the next 20 years. And after receiving regular monthly payments for more than 5 years, our customer was sitting on the couch one day and just happened to be watching TV and saw this J.G. Wentworth commercial.
Do you need cash? Now, thousands of families have turned to J.G. Wentworth for money, when they needed it most of all, for business opportunities, debt consolidation, and new homes. If you're receiving periodic payments from a structured settlement or annuity and need cash, call now. Representatives are standing by 24 hours a day to answer all your questions. If you're receiving structured settlement payments over a long period of time but need cash, call now. 1-800-525-6746.
As soon as that commercial ended, the customer picked up the phone, dialed the 800 number, and proceeded to speak with one of our J.G. Wentworth reps. After learning all about what the customer needed and how we were going to be able to help, the customer was sent a simple agreement. Once that agreement was signed, the process continued. In accordance to the state statutes that exist all over the country, customers that receive our agreements must have them signed either electronically or, if electronic signatures are not allowed by the court in that particular state, they must be notarized. We will send a notary right to the person's house, or the customer can go to a bank, go to a FedEx store, UPS store, or any place where there's a notary that can stamp the signed agreement. We prefer, if whenever possible, to get these agreements signed by DocuSign through email. Hard copies of contracts are sent by UPS or FedEx. Once the company receives a contract back, an email is sent to a simple address, Doc New Contract Back, and it goes right to our underwriting team, and they begin to review the file. The underwriting team is responsible for reviewing the entire contract and then adding any missing documentation that's necessary to complete the entire file. Once underwriting has approved the file and all the missing documentation is either being worked or in, we get notified of a court date from the court order attorney that we've hired. It's imperative that we work with the customer all through the process to make sure that the customer has what they need, that they understand the transaction, and that they are prepped for court. This is a court order transaction. The customer must be fully prepared to walk into the courtroom. So that means they need to know the time, the location, and the date of the court trial. The proper dress is obviously necessary, and that may sound like not such a big deal or a no-brainer, but you'll be surprised. So it's our job to make sure that our customers understand that they're going to court. It's not a Judge Judy type of trial. This judge is going to make a decision that protects the customer. It's one of the most important parts of the process, and a good reason why we can look in the mirror every single day. A judge makes the final decision as to whether or not this transaction is in the best interest of the customer. And if he or she says it's not or believes it's not, they can flat out deny the transaction. 95% of all of our court transfers are approved. It's a massively good rate. It's an A+ if you're going to school, but 5% get denied. We don't want that to happen. The only way we can do that is by being on our toes, understanding what the customer is thinking, and most importantly, having every duck in the line for court. After the court date, and after the judge approves the transaction, our customers receive their funds within 48 to 72 hours after we get the signed court order. Of course, we must have every part of the file completed. There can be no missing documentation. But if all that's done, our customer will get their money. Customers are able to do more than one transaction. And as the account executive, you're in charge of that file. More than one transaction means our average customer does more than 3 transactions in their lifetime. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I can tell you, I've seen transactions that have been done by individuals 17, 18, 19, and 20 times. So the first one is the most important one, but the second one matters just as much. Good luck, and that's what a structured settlement is.